What the weirdest thing you did while you were high? One time my eye was really dry, so I stopped drinking my water and started slowly pouring water into my eye. All of it while I was sitting on my friend's bed, leaving just a bit so I could still have one gulp. Got up to leave my bedroom and knocked on the door before opening it to go out. I was fucked up looking for my hotel in Atlantic City. Somehow got there and woke up the next morning to just hotel being in the search bar of my Spotify. That was my best effort. I started to get random sensations all over my body. The inside of my left thigh was getting really warm and I had to keep checking every few minutes to see I hadn't pissed myself. Years ago, before the internet, was having a panic attack while high. Wanted to connect with the Ask a Nurse hotline, but couldn't remember the number. Kept calling 411 asking them to connect me to 1800 Nurse Me. Every time I get stoned, I just want to confine myself to the smallest space possible. It's not a fear or anxiety thing. Stoned me genuinely feels more comfortable under a table or bed, or even inside a cardboard box. This one time, went to let the dog out and I walked out instead and left my dog inside. One time years ago I was camping at a campground with my wife and a few friends. We're all sitting around the fire drinking. Her brother and I go for a walk to smoke some joints. We finish that and I have to piss, so he goes back to the group. And when I'm done I head back as well. So I get back and I'm pretty baked at this point and I'm just standing there watching the fire and drinking my beer for a few minutes. I then noticed a particular Coleman lantern on the picnic table and thought to myself, I don't remember us having one of those here. It was at that point that I realized I was standing at the wrong damned campsite, amongst a bunch of people I have never met, while my group was watching from the next site over, laughing and wondering WTF I was doing, eating yogurt with a fork in front of my parents. My dad waited for about 10 minutes to say that a spoon might make it easier. Bought fresh fish at the wholesale fish market. When you've been partying all night, until dawn, and you see sober people in action, the fish market is really fascinating. When you wake up the next morning afternoon and thirst lets you open the fridge, and you see a load of silvery eels, you cannot really relate to that fascination anymore. Went to White Castle to get food for everyone after we smoked. We all had the same order. 2 double cheese sliders and an order of mozzarella sticks. When I gave her my order I didn't just say that I wanted 8 double cheese sliders in total. I repeated the 2 double cheese sliders and mozzarella sticks 4 times. By the time I got to the end of my order the cashier sounded so defeated. I still cringe thinking back to that moment. But it's also one of my funniest smoke stories. Some girls in high school invited me to go smoke and swim in a creek with the monsieur. Of course I went to got high as fuck. Spent the next 30 minutes sitting in the creek. I was so still that a fish came up and bit my ass. I didn't realize what I was doing until one of the girls asked me why the fuck I was all alone, sitting in the middle of a creek not moving. Made a cup of tea with cold water and proceeded to put the entire concoction into the microwave. When I discovered that the door wouldn't close because the mug was too big, I tipped a bit of water from the mug and tried again. A few years ago I was on shrooms with some friends and we went on a walk to smoke a cig. Every time I took a puff of my cigarette, I was expecting to taste Mountain Dew and I was disappointed every time that it didn't. I quit smoking cigs a few days after that. One time I came back inside from a back porch smoke and put my lighter in the sink. My reasoning was I'll put it in the dishwasher later. Was hotboxing and used my windshield wipers to try and clear the smoke. I thought that if I became rich, I'd keep all my money in pennies to prevent people from stealing it. Also once tried roasting a hot dog with no stick, just holding the wiener in my hand over an open flame. It did not work. I remember a while ago I was stoned playing WoW. I was in the middle of Stormwind just holding the W and D key, running in circles for a solid 15 to 20 minutes laughing my ass off. I then somehow thought I discovered a game-changing feature. So I started up a screen recorder and set my mic up and talking absolute nonsense that was completely incoherent. In the middle of one of my sentences after I stopped laughing so much I went, hold on, wait, I think I just thought of something else to try out, and I got quiet and my character stopped running in circles. Suddenly, I held the W and a key and started running in the opposite direction. I instantly started laughing my ass off and did that for another 20 minutes. It's not that weird, but I get really weird sensations when I am high. Other people probably get it too, but I just don't know how to describe it. But one time I was just rubbing my leg a little because I was cold, and my friend was sitting next to me. So then I was like, well, I can feel my hand and I can feel my leg. I wonder if I can feel hers. So I rubbed her leg and was like, wow, I can't feel it, and I didn't really understand why. My friend just laughed at how stupid I was. LMAO. Used my phone torch to find my phone in the dark.